What's your favorite scary movie?
I was originally going to do Nancy for part 3 and Mickey for part 4, but people seem to want me to get to Mickey, and that does work better since Nancy's speed scaling is dependent on her scaling off Mickey. So, let's get into Mickey Altieri, the serial killer. By the way, you might have noticed me giving the Ghostface killers little nicknames. Billy Loomis the boyfriend, Stomacher the accomplice. The reason I call Mickey the serial killer is because he's actually the only Ghostface that can be classified as a serial killer since he was one before becoming Ghostface.
There's only an estimated 97 active serial killers in the country today, so Mickey here was quite a find. Definitely one on the way up.
The FBI defines a serial killer as someone who's killed 3 times.
That is 3 or more kills with a cool down period in between of weeks to years. People usually forget the cool off part. That means he killed at least 3 people before becoming Ghostface. Every other Ghostface in comparison is a spree killer or regular murderer. To be a spree killer, you need to kill 2 or more people with only a period of hours to days in between. And a murderer is self-explanatory. Nancy is a murderer due to only killing Randy. Apparently, spree killers have gotten a lot more popular nowadays than serial killers. Spree killings are what everyone's into right now. Oh, and if you're wondering to be a mass murderer, you must kill 4 or more people in one location with no cool-off period. Pamela Voorhees is a perfect example. She started as a spree killer due to the decamped counselors she killed in 1958 and became a mass murderer due to the main event of the film, but was never a serial killer.
Mrs. Voorhees was a terrific serial killer.
Again, mass murderer, but much like psychopath, people tend to use the term very liberally. Anyway, let's get to the fucking power scaling. Mickey punching a cop car window is 3,848.30 for 50496 joules. Street level and for speed it would be 39.47173695 for 6 for meters per second. Subsonic. Mickey stabbing through the side of a bathroom stall wall is 1,862.83 joules. Street. The ear and temporal bone only adds like 150 joules since the temple is the thinnest part of the skull. I've gone over the car crash in previous videos, but that was before I actually showed the calculations. So, I went over it again to try and make it more detailed, getting 75,941 joules, wall level for Mickey's durability. Obviously, Mickey was knocked out for several minutes, so this isn't indicative of his normal durability and just a high end for what he's durable enough to survive. Now you might wonder if Mickey scales to Sydney's durability since she wasn't injured and fully conscious, but he never actually lands a hit on her the whole movie.
You're fast, Sid.
As for Hallie and Richards, he stabbed Hallie without ever hitting her and Richards dies in the crash, so we can't scale him off them either. Next, we have him smashing Cece through a glass balcony door. Which in total comes out to 28,222 joules, wall level. Up next is his only actual speed feat running around a large building to sneak attack Hallie, which is 15.035 to 3573 to 0993 meters per second, superhuman. So, in summary, Mickey is wall level with superhuman speed to specifically subsonic combat speed. For intelligence, he successfully killed at least 3 people without being caught. Found people with names that matched victims from the original killing spree. We only see 3, but presumably he had counterparts for everyone. The whole copycat sequel killing spree thing is entirely Mickey's side project that Nancy is letting him do so she can better frame him. There's a theory that Mickey gave the stab tickets to Phil, so he potentially manipulated victims into a predetermined kill location. He also put on Phil's jacket to get Maureen to drop her guard. He manipulated and induced paranoia in Sydney to the point she believed Derek was his accomplice even when Derek was tied up and begging her. To save him, at least she believed it right up until Mickey shot him. His psychological games are essentially the reason Sydney went into hiding in the 3rd movie, and since that's when she definitively starts hallucinating, you can also blame that on him. I don't even think Nancy told him to do this. I think he might have just saw the opportunity when Derek's arm got cut and did it for fun. He also hacked the collage computers to send Sydney massages. I say hacked because they couldn't find out who sent them, so he must have erased that it was sent from his student ID. Outside of that, he's just following Nancy's plans since he is basically a hired hitman. Also, his whole
I'm gonna blame the movies.
thing is canonically dumb.
Mickey was a good boy, but my God, that whole blame the movies motive. Did you buy that for 1 second? Poor boy was completely out of his mind.
People have tried using that defense in real life, and they still went to jail. Because keep in mind, Mickey wants to get arrested and then win the trial, which is a fundamentally flawed plan. He also didn't realize Nancy was going to betray him, even though he'd literally be the only loose end left to tie up if the plan worked. After all, as we all know,
Two can keep a secret if one of them is dead.
I've already put out Mickey's fighting moves short. He shows intermediate judo and Muay Thai knowledge with novice boxing. He literally throws one punch. Like I've said before, Roman's the only Ghostface I'd really call a martial artist. The others are mostly street fighters with a couple of proper moves, but he does show slightly more than most and is probably the second or third best fighter of the Ghostface killers. Well, that's everything.
Good.